I am here in West Greenwich, Rhode Island at Big River Management Area, where I will be riding the Hell's Half Acre Queen Stage race course. This course is about 33 miles and is the second stage of a 3-day stage race. First stage is a time trial, the second stage is the Queen Stage, and the third stage is a cross-country course. This race has taken place in Big River in West Greenwich, Rhode Island the past 2 years, so in 2018 and 2019. Due to the coronavirus this year in 2020, it is unknown as to what races, if any, are going to take place. I did the stage race the last 2 years, and let me tell you, it was a good challenge mentally and physically. If by some miracle the race does go on this year, I heard that the Friday night time trial may be omitted as people were having a hard time getting there on Friday nights due to work, or they were just too scared to race 3 days. This race is a definite must-do, whether it's this year or in 2021. It's definitely one to put on your bucket list. Okay, and now for a little bit of history. Hell's Half Acre is located at the intersection of Widow Sweet, Cogden Mill, and the New London Turnpike. New London Turnpike opened in 1821 as a toll road and was intended to shorten the trip from Providence to New York by being a more direct route. Along the New London Turnpike, taverns and inns were built so people could stop and have a drink or have dinner or spend the night if they needed to. However, with most 19th century turnpikes, New London Turnpike was a financial failure. It faced much competition from steamboats, railroads, and public roads. The tolls made this route very costly. And as the traffic on the turnpike decreased, the whole area was considered the backwoods red light district. Prostitution, gambling, and murder were common, especially in the notorious section that was known as Hell's Half Acre.
Gate rattling.
According to a 2006 book by Kelly Sullivan Pezza, Hell's Half Acre received its name from a minister. This minister was likely a Victorian-era abolitionist who set out to stop prostitution. When he failed this mission, he considered the woman as lost and named this area Hell's Half Acre. Nope. This is probably totally rideable. However, I envision this swamp here as being a snake paradise. And if I fell off this plank into the swamp, I would surely be snake food. And just like the Stephen King horror novel, you will find a pet cemetery out here in Big River. Keep your eyes open while riding this course, and you will also find several of the 40 cemeteries that are located in Big River. And make sure you get out of the woods before dark. Ooh, that was really deep. trail is called I See Dead People. Legend has it that there were 2 open graves found by the trail builder. These open graves were somewhere by the water crossing. I did go out and look for them. I was by myself and I did not find them, and then I got a little freaked out, so I quickly left. From what I understand, that these graves belonged to a family that ran and owned the sawmill, and when they sold it to the Nature Conservatory, the bodies were exhumed. I also have another little bit of fun folklore for you. This is about the Witch of Hopkins Hill. On the 3rd stage of this race, we ride right by this area. I read about this witch in a book called Witches, Wenches, and Wild Women of Rhode Island by M.E. Riley McGreen. It is said that at the summit of Hopkins Hill, I'm guessing somewhere by the Skinny, and if you know this area, you know exactly where I mean. There is a rock covered in poison ivy, sumac, and deadly nightshade, and this is where witches would work their magic. It is also home to one of the area's most nefarious witches. It does not give her name, but she did appear to be a shape-shifter, and was the bane of one farmer whose name was Reynolds. This farmer swore to remove the witch's rock. However, he was unsuccessful at this. Legend has it that while he was trying to remove this rock with his oxen, a big black crow flew in and perched itself on a tree and began cawing at its displeasure. The farmer yelled at the bird. Then the bird flew down onto the boulder just as the oxen's yoke broke. Then the crow transformed into the witch, and then quickly into a black cat. The black cat leapt into a crevice at the base of the rock. This frightened and infuriated the farmer. He forcefully struck the rock with a plowshare, which dented the rock. However, this was the only damage that he did that day. So next time you are out in Hopkins Hill area and you hear or see something out of the corner of your eye, maybe it's that witch.
Jesus Christ!
Thanks for watching. See you next time.